Hi everyone, and welcome to my mission analysis series for GTA 5, where I'm going to talk about the story and gameplay mechanics for certain missions. First off, we're just going to focus on one mission, the GTA 5 Prologue. So right off the bat, we open a mid-bank robbery, and this prologue feels like GTA 5 announcing its mission statement loud and clear. Nico Bellic famously stated that things will be different in one of the GTA 4 trailers. Well, GTA 5's prologue is basically screaming the same thing, and this dynamic opening feels like a direct response to the leisurely paced intro of its immediate predecessor. And while I appreciate GTA 4's slow burn story, GTA 5 is all about propulsive, high-octane action, and it's non-stop in this prologue. Like, it's already moving at a speedy pace with Michael and Trevor pistol whipping security guards, blowing up bank vaults, and shooting would-be heroes in the head. But Rockstar goes all in right away because we also get a full-blown firefight like 5 minutes into the game with the entire North Yankton police force. And yes, that's North Yankton. This prologue takes place in rural America, which is a major change-up. Now, this firefight is not challenging. Pretty sure the difficulty is dumbed down here so that the cops aren't actually a threat to Michael and Trevor, but it sure as hell is cinematic and intense. And since this fight is all spectacle and no challenge, it's a breezy way to learn the game's primary new mechanic, the character switching mechanic. And speaking of learning new mechanics, this is a tutorial mission, and none of what you actually learn here is that complex. It's not like you're gonna forget anything here and then be like, oh my god, how do you do this? I wish I could do that tutorial again. But I do want to mention how this being a tutorial and also an explosive mission are kind of at odds with each other. Characters are yelling back and forth, people are dying, and stuff is just happening all over the place. It's sensory overload, and it becomes easy to just miss these tutorial messages, especially because so many of them are happening while characters are yelling stuff. I mean, I've played this mission dozens of times, and it wasn't until I was watching footage for this video that I realized that there's a tutorial for shooting from the hip.
This is man, the thing is blown. I got my share. It's still wide open.
This is a hell of an opening, but I don't know how many people catch this tutorial over all of the gunfire. The rest of the gameplay here is fine, but it's mostly scripted. You get into a high-speed chase on these snowy rural roads, but all the exciting stuff is handled via cutscenes, which is a bit of a letdown. I would have liked a more interesting car chase or to cut the car chase out entirely from this mission, because driving in a straight line and making one right turn does not constitute a car chase in my book. I get it, they needed to get the characters from the bank to this remote location, and if they were to make a complex car chase, they would have had to design a mini open world for North Yankton, which would result in Rockstar having to adjust one of their most sacred gameplay tenets, the ability to fail a mission at the drop of a hat. I jest, but this sequence feels overly scripted and superficial. Also superficial are the wounds on the character models in cutscenes, which are hilarious.
Where the is the chopper?
I don't know, but you're clearly blind from that gaping hole in your eye, so it could be right in front of him and he still wouldn't have seen it. Or how about after Brad gets shot here, Michael says this.
Alright, Brad's gonna be fine.
Is he now? He's been walking around with a hole in his head for a full minute. I think this might have been the finishing blow. But anyway, Michael gets shot in the same cutscene, and then Trevor goes into a blind rage as we get into another gameplay segment of him mowing down cops. But this part also suffers from being too scripted. Like, even though this is like the 20th time I've played this mission, for some reason I thought this might be a propane tank here, so I kept shooting it, and then this cop car blew up over here because it wanted to, I guess? Whatever, let's talk about Michael actually getting shot. So spoiler alert for a 10-year-old game that has been played by more people than pretty much any other video game, but Michael is not dead, he's faking his death. This is an awesome hook for the game. There's so much potential here, because we have already played as both Michael and Trevor, and we saw how much Trevor cares for Michael during his rage-filled shootout with the cops.
T, you gotta get out of here! I'm gonna leave you, Mikey! Go! Kill me, you pricks!
So these two clearly have a strong bond, so Michael faking his death unbeknownst to Trevor, that's great dramatic tension. Let's just hope that this 10-year-old game does not botch the resolution of that tension. In terms of Michael as a character, he's not likable in the prologue, even if we take away his betrayal at the end, but he doesn't need to be likable here. So much is happening, there's so much action, it's kind of hard to build in these big character moments. That would be like if we criticized GTA 3 for not building up Claude's character in those 4 seconds before he got shot by Catalina. The important thing here is that Michael is compelling because of how his actions drive the plot of the game, and those actions are probably intended to make him the default protagonist of GTA 5 if you had to pick one. And Trevor is also not likable in this mission for many of the same reasons, but he's a bit more endearing than Michael here. Whereas Michael spends the entire mission dropping one bit of unnecessary foreshadowing after another.
There's enough here for us all to enjoy.
Depends on how you look at it.
Let's get going! There'll be time for grieving later!
Yeah, you got that right.
Or just awkwardly having a really convoluted and lame catchphrase so that we can recognize it later in the game.
I saw your face, I'll remember you.
You get 1,000 things every day. How about you make sure this is one of them?
But Trevor is just pure chaos. And in this mission, he's compelling because he's not so over the top. He says some things that make him seem like he has a loose screw.
You want to look at the face of death? Be my guest.
And I really love this little bit.
His face against the glass. Do you see that? Yeah, you're a real stout.
What's key here is he's not irredeemable, which he demonstrates with him not wanting to abandon Michael, and when he doesn't mindlessly kill this lady. Yep, Trevor is going to continue to be this character that I relate to as the game moves forward. So I've already touched on the dialogue a bit. Most of it is just energetic banter and isn't very substantial.
All right, we gonna do this? Huh? Show me the money.
Slow and steady, T. Slow and steady.
But this mission does have one bit that totally exemplifies my love-hate relationship with this game.
Local yokel's funny.
See, that's funny. I mean, it's not super clever, but local yokel, it's fun. It sounds funny, and it makes these guys charismatic and fun to watch. But the line that follows from Brad is not very good.
Local yokel's funny.
Guy's a dick.
The guy's a dick? Like, where's the cleverness in that? Why even have that line in there? Now, thankfully, this only happens once in the prologue. By and large, the writing in this mission is fine, but it's definitely foreshadowing some of my larger problems with this game and its script. But that's a problem for later missions, and by that I mean, like, pretty much the next mission. This becomes a problem very quickly, but the prologue, by and large, does its job. It establishes a great story hook, it introduces the primary gameplay mechanics, and it sets a breakneck pace to the game. So thanks for watching. There's going to be more GTA content, so please like and subscribe to my channel. I don't think I'll be doing one video per mission. I'll probably be grouping the missions together to make this more manageable. And I probably also won't just plow through GTA 5. I'll probably jump back and forth between the different games. But there will be GTA content coming up. I already said that. I don't know why I had to say it again.